So I already know that I do not owe anyone an explanation, but I mean it when I say we all have an obligation to the world that we live in. There are many things that need to be understood and comprehended by the collective of us human beings so that we can actually live life and thrive, be successful and fulfilled, self-actualized, instead of pretending we're happy when there's a seemingly bottomless void in us. You can never fill that with food, drugs, video games, sex, or abuse towards innocent people in an attempt to distract yourself from the fact that your parents never love you and you don't understand why. It's okay, I don't understand why either. My parents have been so nasty in so many ways, and why would any parent do that? But if there's something that I understand that can help others, I want to explain it. Life is the teacher. We need to be learning from life and our experiences. Otherwise, we are going to stay stagnant and stuck and just wasting away in a state of decay, pretending to be happy, like so many are when they go to a 9-to-5 job that sucks the life out of them. I might not be making much money right now where I'm working, but this job aligns with my passions and I actually enjoy it as far as a job goes. I could not just let my soul be sucked out of my body anymore. But we are not supposed to be following money and worshiping depravity, pretending to be some sort of worthless heathen or peasant or whatever. We're not subconscious monkeys with the purpose of flinging shit. We're actually supposed to learn and grow, better ourselves, and live life and thrive. Every single person has a gift, a talent, unless they pretend that they don't and just live their life for somebody else, because our society teaches us that it's all about the government, all about society. You do what society wants you to do, otherwise you're a devil-worshipping satanic tweaker or something bad. And if people hate tweakers so much, why do they prescribe amphetamines to children and then teach them that amphetamines are the devil and that the only result of using them is death, or you're gonna get possessed and be a heathen? And teaching children to abuse innocent people with health issues, or people with different lifestyles. We have been taught to use anything and everything as a scapegoat from the real issue, trauma. Lack of human connection goes hand in hand with it. And it's just disgusting. People have been taught to see someone who is a free thinker and also think of them as crazy, or they have to be on drugs or worshiping the devil. Nobody should even need medicines the way that they do, because that's what drugs are. But everyone has a gift. Your passions really are your life purpose. It's not to make money and hoard material possessions, because that will never free you from desire. And as I said, life being the teacher, including everyone and everything in it, that's the best way to learn things. So a lot of what I have to like teach comes from my life experiences. And I might only be 29, but a lot of people are neglecting to learn their lessons because they don't want to deal with their trauma, so they suppress it, and then it goes into their subconscious mind, and it controls them without them realizing it even, apparently, because the subconscious mind is the part of your mind that you aren't aware of, you know? It's kind of like darkness or something. That's why it's called a shadow. But darkness isn't bad. The evil just likes to hide in the darkness, just like a light that's too bright can blind you. Darkness isn't bad, neither is light. It's all about intention, eradicating evil, and having virtue, following passion, you know, humanity. The definition of that word, actually, is part of our purpose from God, literally. And it literally is common sense that God is love, is life, is power, and the devil is fear, is evil, is weakness. But when you're taught to have your wires crossed in your brain and get all confused from a very young age, it makes it really fucking hard. Like, I'm grateful, very, very grateful that I knew to trust my gut. And I'm really frustrated with people pretending they're stupid. It makes my blood boil, because we're better than this. We're better than to allow abuse, because that's what it fucking is. And we all know that. And we all know that when you see a homeless person on the side of the street and you call them names because you think they're a junkie, you know you're an abusive piece of shit for that. Regardless of what shade on the spectrum of abuse, evil, fear, weakness it is, it's immoral and it's unacceptable. Like, you know, we aren't perfect. Nobody's perfect. The spiritual teachers who pretended to be perfect are part of the reason the world's so fucked up now. So mistakes happen, but there's a difference between an accident and willful ignorance. Because guess what? Ignorance isn't bliss, it's weakness, unconsciousness, lack of awareness. Wisdom is bliss. Understanding is bliss. And you know what? Respect for yourself and others, as well as love. Yeah, that's bliss, actually. You know it's not? This society that I live in, where people pretend the government's God and that we're supposed to be like, you know, abusing ourselves and one another or something. Because we know the doctors are not healing their patients like they should be. We know the government's not serving and protecting like they should be. We know the school systems aren't really teaching our youth like they should be. Like, literally, we are taught to remember and regurgitate information instead of being taught how to actually think critically and deeply. Like, dude, I can't stand the fact that so many people have wanted to act like there's something wrong with me just because they don't understand what I'm saying, because like nobody even wants to use their brain or like think about things. Thank God there are good people, but like I've said before, I have to think about the worst shit because nobody else wants to. And I guess I kind of want to, not really, but since we live in this dystopic place, since we live in these dystopic societies, I want to resolve the issues that we are facing collectively, because it's not optional, it's crucial, and it's necessary. People are choosing to ignore truth and virtue and love and the whisper of God from their soul, because God is in your soul just as much as mine. People are choosing that. Unfortunately, we have been taught to choose that. And as I said, also before, I will not be gaslit, because that's what abusers do when you call them out on the abuse. But I'm pretty sure they don't just like going around calling everyone out on their bullshit, because they'd rather people just be ignorant. And I'm over here like ditzy on purpose and shit, like, because why are y'all taking yourselves so seriously in the wrong ways and then disrespecting yourselves in the most important ways? Like, oh, it's okay if they don't want to give me the medicine that I need to survive and function like a normal human being. I guess I just don't deserve it. Or it's okay if this insulin costs me a whole week's worth of money. I guess I just don't deserve to be happy and healthy at the same time. You can't have your cake and eat it too, girl. It's not, no. Like, a religion that, like, knows God and is actually sharing the honest word of God wouldn't have so many heinous things occurring there. And Christianity's beautiful because at its roots, it is, I do believe at its roots, it's a good thing that connects people with God. In this society that I live in, at least 90% of the time, I reckon, it does the opposite. It makes people fear God and fear love too in their own soul, and pretend that anything that is of spirit is of Satan or something. Like, you're acting like the devil when you are abusive towards snakes and spiders too, because they're precious creatures from God, just like we are. And they're actually nature's pest control. So isn't that interesting? It's almost as if they teach us to like hate pest control, because the government and the systems all working hand in hand, they're actually one system, by the way, is like a pest. Which I just think it's funny at the very least, okay? Like, I'm just thinking and analyzing life. But when I say that basic human needs are being treated as luxuries and we are being abused by our governments, our societies, that's not a joke. That's a fact, and it's not a theory. It's a fact. And medicines, religion, politics, education are being weaponized. Like, how do you prescribe a child amphetamine and then tell them it's the devil and that it's only gonna kill you if you ever use it? Oh my god. Reefer madness, though? Oh my god. And you people, there are people that believe that? You have to use your ability to discern truth from fiction, because it's in your heart and soul. Like, the sixth sense is energy. Everything is energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transformed or transferred. Emotions are energy. They need to be put into motion. Otherwise, you're just gonna stay stagnant. Like, dance the dystopia away. Oh my god, I need to hurry up and make that bumper sticker. If you think I'm crazy for dancing, you're just dead inside. Like, I mean it when I say I refuse to die mentally, emotionally, or spiritually ever again. When I die, it will be physically, because I have finally been alive again since September, after being spiritually, mentally, I think, and emotionally dead for like 18 years. And I suppose those things are also a spectrum. You know, depression isn't 100% severe all the time, you know what I mean? When I finally came back to myself, when I finally came back to myself in September, I said, I'm staying here and thriving. And like I said, I started this channel to hold myself accountable, being my best self, and reaching self-actualization and continue bettering myself. And it worked. I'm finally comfortable being myself for the first time in my life since I was 11. And I just keep getting more and more me. But I love you. Be a good human. My homie came in here and I got other jobs too.